Welcome to this course on complex analysis. My name is Pranav Haridas. I am a faculty member at Kerala School of Mathematics. Complex analysis, as the name suggests, is analysis on the field of complex numbers. So, what are complex numbers? Complex numbers can be thought of as the algebraic completion of real numbers. If you take a real number x and look at x square, you will notice that x square is a non-negative real number. So, in particular, there does not exist a real number x is that x square is equal to minus 1. This can be rephrased as saying that the polynomial x square plus 1 does not have roots in real numbers. The field of complex numbers, it's a bigger set which is constructed exclusively to address this question of finding roots of this polynomial. In fact, it turns out that complex numbers are what are called as algebraically closed. So, if you take any polynomial with coefficients from complex numbers, it will necessarily have a root in the field of complex numbers. So, this has some really deep implications. So, for example, it gives a very good spectral theorem for matrices, in fact for infinite dimensional matrices. That's the algebraic way of looking at complex numbers, by the way. You could also look at it geometrically. Complex numbers can be thought of as a two-dimensional vector space over real numbers. For this reason, complex numbers many times are referred to as the complex plane, because R2 is the plane that we are familiar with. So, this course will study complex numbers in great detail, and one of the fundamental objects of study in this course will be complex analytic functions. Complex analytic functions are the analog in the complex setting of real analytic functions, which you might be familiar with from a course on real analysis. Complex analytic functions have some really fantastic properties which we will be exploring in great detail. So, for example, if you consider the real line and remove a point from the real line, what remains is not a connected set. But if you remove a point from the complex plane, say you remove the origin from the complex plane, what remains is a connected set, and this results in a much better behavior of singularities of complex analytic functions as compared to real analytic functions. So, we will study all these things in great detail. This also leads to a rich theory of residue calculus, which is used to compute complex integrals. This is of great interest to even many engineering disciplines. So, we will be studying all these things in great detail. Complex analysis as a subject can further be taken in many directions, one of them being, say, conformal geometry. If you take two vectors in the complex plane and multiply it by a complex number, what results will have the same angle between them. So, this preservation of angles is what is captured by the word conformal. As it happens, non-degenerate complex analytic functions have a very similar property, and this is used to study how one domain in the complex plane is conformally transformed into some other domain in the complex plane. There are some really beautiful results in this direction, one of the most prominent one being Riemann mapping theorem. It further goes on to study the more advanced classification of Riemann surfaces and so on. So, that's one direction in which you could explore complex analysis further. If you look at the Taylor series expansion of complex analytic functions and focus on the second derivative, we will see that complex analytic functions are what are called as harmonic functions. Harmonic functions are rigid in certain senses, and that manifests in some very good behavior of the complex analytic functions. This potential theoretic direction is another direction which one could explore further. In this course, we will, however, focus on studying complex analytic functions and some of its very beautiful fundamental properties. This course is at a level of third year undergraduate students and first year master's level students. You can find a tentative course structure of this course on the website for this course. We will be focusing on many textbooks. There are in fact very beautiful textbooks on this subject. So, I would suggest Stein and Shakarchi's book titled Complex Analysis. There is one more book which I would like to suggest. It's Functions of One Complex Variable by Conway. There is also Complex Analysis by Gamlin, which is a classic again. There are many beautiful books, and most of these books have almost all the material we will be covering in this course. So, you can pick your favorite. So, let me welcome you once again to this course. Let's study this beautiful subject together.